Are we starting proper?
We can start proper, yes.
Okay, cool.
It's about 2 o'clock in the morning. Guards come slightly after. The guard just showed up not too long ago and checked on you and left.
Grab your pens and graph paper, everybody.
That's what I was looking for. The thing.
Earth, air, fire, water.
Oh my god, this is terrible. I can't bend. I feel useless. I give Chance a pointed look. I mean, I feel so mediocre. I mean, I'm sorry. I feel different. That's what I mean.
You're definitely catching the side eye.
And there's no bars between the male cage and the female cage. You can talk and hear each other, but you can't, that's a brick wall.
Okay. If it's 2 a.m., Pebble is probably snoring heavily. For a small child.
Maris is probably sleeping.
Yeah, Chance is just pacing, probing for weakness, looking for anything that might yield to an escape.
Okay. While you're probing for weakness, you hear some keys fumble in the lock to the door. Not the cage, but the door that comes into this room.
Okay.
See an old man with a torch and a ring of keys approach. It's not Fire Sage Bai, but he's dressed similarly. He also happens to have the scroll in his hand. We went through a lot of trouble to procure this, no?
How close to the bars is he?
5 feet.
Okay.
And he's not in front of the door. He's like over. The door's like right there. And he's offset by about 5 feet or so.
What, you think there's trouble? I mean, I've been colder. You guys didn't have very good blankets here, but honestly, like, only issue is that your water is really stale.
Do you want to get out of here or not? I have a proposition for you. I will return the scroll and all of your equipment in exchange for you helping me get out of the city.
Crisp approaches the bars, kind of like warily, and says, like, I don't think our situation could be much worse, but those are also very dangerous last words. How can we trust you?
Fire Sage Bai is also my enemy. I do not have long for this world if I stay here. And the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's as good as I can do for now.
I can't feel his heartbeat or anything, but I try to pay attention to his tone, the facial expressions. I want to size him up to see how sincere he is.
Okay. So that would be... Assess the situation. Roll with creativity. And you don't know if it's too dark or he's just good at hiding his emotions, but you don't really get a whole lot from him. Would you like to press your, what is it called?
I will avoid pressing my luck or whatever, the fatigue, pushing myself, whatever it is.
Press your luck.
I will say, it's the first offer and the best offer I've heard. What do you guys think? Pebble, Chance, Maris, do you hear this guy?
I'm still sleeping.
I'd say that like the murmuring of conversation, Pebble would kind of, and then I don't think I heard the conversation, but I'd see the fire garb in front of me, and I bolt to the bars again and just continue to like rattle them.
So it's just the old man. There's no guards with him.
Okay, I'll still like I'll yammer in obscenities at him and and just try to generally try to just intimidate him and do whatever until somebody tells me what he.
Is your friend always this rude?
Yeah, oh my god, Pebble, where did you learn those words? You're so young.
I grew up on the streets.
So Pebble making all that noise would have woken me up, and I would come forward even though I can't see anybody and be like, "Hey guys,
you can
what's
see
going
some
on?
torchlight from over in front of their cage.
Hey guys, what's going on?"
This stodgy old fire doofus is trying to taunt us. Ooh, it's too cowardly to open up the door. Fight me like a real person.
Maybe someone besides Pebble needs to explain.
Maybe I'll have more luck talking to you. I'm offering you a chance to get out of here. I'll return the scroll to you. I'll give you your equipment back in exchange for you smuggling me out of the city.
What about these bracelets?
I have the keys right here. I'll remove them as well.
When do we need to leave? Right now?
Now, we need to get out of here.
I
As
say
soon
we
as
go.
possible, before Firelord Bai knows that I'm missing.
When's the next guard change?
About 45 minutes, according to the. The guard change. A couple hours, but the next guard check-in will be in about 45 minutes.
Okay. Well, I think we should take this offer and try to get out of here.
I'm inclined to agree.
I'm in.
Alright, fine. But the moment you shift any the wrong way, boom! Smush it.
So he will open your door. So this door's open. You can come out in the hallway. And he will remove the bracelet.
Okay. So I'll come over here where the others can see me.
Okay.
See, no bracelet.
Can you calm your friend down so we can get out of here?
Calm. Just, take out this bracelet. You'll see how calm I am. He
unlocks the
itching.
door. So this door's open.
Take it easy, Pebble. I think we're on a good footing right now, but we should also keep these bracelets.
Yeah, they might come in handy.
I'm gonna put it on the first fire guard I see.
They're not all firebenders.
Who said I was gonna stop their bending with it? Pebble said a dark life.
It looks decorative, let's put it that way. It has some runes carved in it.
The bracelet?
Yeah.
Oh, so Maris, can you bend now?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, what's your name, old timer?
What is this? Fire Sage Naiwan.
Nice to meet you, Nylon.
I am aware of the genocides committed by my nation, and I can no longer, in good faith, serve the Fire Lord. But my life isn't in danger, and I need you to smuggle me out of the city.
Do you have a route in mind, or are we just gonna run?
We need to formulate a plan. I have some ideas, but I was hoping maybe you would have some counter proposals.
Well,
So
I guess we
you
have
will-
30 minutes to talk about it.
Or we could talk about it on the way. He removes all your bracelets, and since you wanted them, he gives them back to you. And he takes the key off the ring and gives it to Maris.
Okay. So am I
You must
holding
know.
all the bracelets?
He gave you the key and one bracelet.
Okay. Okay.
All right, Fire Doofus, lead the way.
So he takes you out in the hallway, and there's ornate sconce on the wall. Looks like some sort of a firebender holding the torch. He pulls the arm down. It appears to be a mechanism to open a secret door, but it makes a screeching noise, and then you hear a snap, and it doesn't work. There's supposed to be a door there.
Pebble cracks his knuckles. Is it stone, the whole thing?
Stone and mortar, yeah.
Okay. Pebble kind of cracks his knuckles and kind of goes, make way. Watch a professional at work. And I'm going, if possible, I'd like to try and like feel where the kind of, I want to feel where the doorway is, and then kind of just push the door forward through to like whatever hallway is beyond.
So Fire Sage Naiwan indicates it's to the right of the statue, or the sconce.
Okay. So
Do you want to... Remind me again, what are you doing besides that? You're trying to feel where the doorway is?
Yeah, trying to feel where the doorway is, because I don't want to push into the wall. Well, I'm a kid. I don't think I'd have that kind of foresight. I'm going to take his direction where he told me the door is, and I'm just going to try and push it forward, like through. Just kind of like break through.
Rely on your skills and training roll. It's a focus roll.
Focus roll, okay. Ooh. Okay, cool. Yeah.
So you feel the
can
wall
Go ahead.
move, but it doesn't open quite enough that you can. It goes in about maybe 3/4 of an inch, so you can definitely tell there's a door there now, but you still can't get through. Yes, you can push your luck, which is a passion roll, but you need to. Okay, but
I can also step aside and let someone else try.
okay.
I can say that like Pebble tries, fails.
So
and
there's a
have to, like-
cost to the push your luck, is I guess what I'm saying.
Yeah, because it adds fatigue, right?
Yeah.
But
Well,
you
it
could
can do
step
that.
back if you feel like Pebble does the thing and we all watch it. Then Chris will stand up and say, "Hold on, like you say, there's a door supposed to be here. It sounds like maybe the mechanism's jammed."
Yeah, it sounds like the mechanism snapped actually.
Then he's gonna start knocking
Like
on
whatever
it, and
whatever was in the sconce sounds like it broke.
and then he's going to use his bottle of water and try to slip it between the cracks of the wall and fuse an ice barrier to try and reinforce the break, just for a temporary measure.
So you're gonna try to snap it open with ice, basically.
I'm not trying to stop. I'm trying to fix it temporarily.
Oh, so you're gonna pour it into the sconce then?
Yeah.
Into the arm. Okay. So that'd be a rely on your skills and training focus roll.
because I'm using my bottle and my water, I get to use Harmony instead.
Oh, okay, good.
It's my trusty talisman.
Nice. You are able to fuse it, and when you try the arm, it goes down and the door slides to the side.
Nice.
And I will recoup my mineral water into my bottle and say, it's just a matter of knowing how it's supposed to work. Everybody, after you.
Do we have a way to close the door behind us?
There's no apparent mechanism to close the door, but you earthbending could do it, and there's probably other ways that could be done.
I point to Pebble and say, "You got this. We don't want any. We want to be followed."
I brush myself off, and with a little bit of insecurity, I say, "Yeah. I've just realized that I have a skill called Walls Can't Hold Me." Which meant I should have rolled passion instead of focus.
Okay, nice.
But I'll try and so did the door go down into the floor? Did it like swing open?
It went in into the side.
Okay.
So it needs to
go ahead, sorry.
Needs to go to the side and then out.
Okay. I would like to try and kind of just move it back to where it was, if that's possible.
Yep.
So
roll your passion.
Okay.
Nice. Yep. So you struggle a little bit, get some sweat going down your brow, but you're able to push it back.
And I just kind of clap my hands together, immediately full of big-headedness again, of like, see? First one, just a fluke. Cheap, or these bad, poor Flame Fire Nation design.
And your commentary seems to fall flat on all of us as we just walk down the hallway.
Yeah. I'm just talking to myself at this point, and I'm like, hey, wait up!
And Fire Sage Naiwan's kind of ignoring you.
That's what I expect.
His torch seems, the flame seems to be flickering and going lower.
Where? Oh, like it's running out of fuel?
Mm-hmm.
Or that like he's descending?
No, that's running out of fuel. He does lead you down the passageway, and then there is a stairway that descends further than you can see.
Where does this lead to?
Comes out to the bottom of the caldera of the volcano.
Sorry, the bottom of a volcano?
It's a caldera. That's where the lava gathers.
Here, I'll show you.
Sorry, that was in character.
Yeah, that was also in character.
Yeah.
So we're going where the hot stuff is what you're telling me?
So all around the Royal Palace, that's a caldera of a volcano.
Oh, okay.
It's currently inactive, and there's some lakes in here, but it's not extinct.
Got it. Okay.
The prison is right here where this pie show piece is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it leads us down.
It's up on that mountain peak right there, and it leads you down to the bottom, to the floor of the caldera. There's Ahari Bulkan is the Royal Caldera City, which surrounds the Royal Palace, and then the city that most of you are aware of is Harbor City outside.
Okay.
And the Fire Lord's harbor is out here.
So we basically have to get from the pie showpiece down to the harbor.
That you're aware of now, but there may be other options, yes.
Okay.
That is definitely one way.
So our mission is not to get him out of both cities, but just to get him out of this top city.
To get him out of the Fire Nation, basically.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we're traveling through this tunnel.
Yeah. And I don't have a map of the tunnel, so I'll just
That's okay.
put it back on the prison.
So, all right. Nylon. You said that you're enemies with this fire sage guy, and that he's gonna kill you and stuff. But why?
He's gonna... Go
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So if he's gonna kill you and stuff, why is he gonna like? Did you say something to him? Did you do something? Or is he gonna kill you because of what you're doing? Go ahead.
Well, I stole the scroll back.
But if you're a fire guy and they're a fire guy and this is a fire scroll, why are you getting in trouble for this? Just because you took it?
No, because of what it contains.
But certainly, go ahead.
The information will certainly galvanize the other nations against the Fire Nation in this unjust war. I just want the war to end.
Question for the GM.
Mhm.
The air nomads are completely gone now.
Yes, correct.
and
Except
none
for Aang, but he's still in the ice.
And none of the other nations know why they're gone, with the exception of like the few people in the Fire Nation who know this.
Right.
Okay, cool.
And it's incontrovertible proof that the Fire Nation did it too. There might be rumors going around that they did it, but nobody can prove it.
So you're kind of like whenever we would do a job and we were trying to get some food from the Fire Nation people, if we saw a Fire Nation guard who had a whistle and he blew that whistle, we'd call them the narc. So you're like a narc.
I
And
am
where's this
acting
going?
my conscience.
Yeah, a narc.
I do not understand.
A narc does it professionally, but what you were talking about before, like I feel like this guy is the one who's sounding the alarm on injustice.
Oh, 100%. Mark knows this 100% out of character.
Yeah, like again, my
he
character
may be-
is saying this in character.
Oh, okay.
And out of character, he may be familiar with opium, but doesn't know the word narcotics.
Oh, is that where that comes from?
It is.
Oh, shit. Okay. Cool. I learned something new every day. Oh, and so, okay, so I'll go to Crisp and go, okay. And Pebble's like starting to come around to the fire sage a little bit.
So we're now going down the long stairs.
You can see roughly 30 feet ahead of you, and it's going down, down, down.
But there's no other path out of here other than back.
There might have been other paths if you had taken them, but it's not worth going back because the alarm's soon gonna go off that you guys escaped.
I know this trick that my buddy Flint taught me this one. If you ever got a lot of stairs and you want to move really fast, I mean, I could try and make the stairs not stairs anymore, and we can just take off.
You want to make a giant slide?
Hell yeah.
Where I come from, sometimes we would use sleds. There might be a little more control in that. You know about sleds, Maris?
I mean, we could go slip and slide, add some water.
I feel like if we're going into a caldera, we're going to want to conserve our water.
The caldera has lakes.
Does it?
It did.
Yeah, there's a couple of lakes. They're not necessarily right around where the prison is, though. And they're kind of in the opposite direction of where you want to go.
Do we have enough light to be able to get all the way down the stairs?
His torch keeps going dimmer and dimmer. He can create a flame on his hand, but it's not as efficient as his torch.
I'll let the party input. I don't want to put anybody in an awkward spot. I just figured it'd be that's something Pebble would do, is he'd want to get out as quickly as possible and wouldn't think necessarily about the long-term consequences.
Would you
Getting
be able
harder
to,
and harder to move quickly because it's getting harder and harder to see the steps.
would you be able to revert the steps back to steps so that no one could follow us the fast way?
I mean, I could put like a spike pit or spike traps facing at the bottom once we get done. So if they do follow us the fast way, they might get hindered a little bit at the end.
So this is a smuggling tunnel. There's a warehouse at the end of the steps.
Are there people in that warehouse?
There might be guards, a couple.
What gets smuggled through here?
Whatever the powerful prisoners have smuggled in. Not all of my colleagues are aware of this tunnel.
And we did close the door behind us.
Yes.
Well, Chance, what do you think about going for a
I don't know what the
ride?
avatar. I don't know what the avatar version of pipe weed is, but whatever that is, that's what they bring in usually.
I'm for it. I think Chance thinks he can maintain his balance if we do the sled, or if it's a slide, I think it's right up his acrobatic alley. So I think if you guys are on board, he's on board.
So there's no materials to really build a sled.
More so.
I was thinking he could make a smooth stone sled is what I was thinking of.
Oh, okay. You can pull stones out of the wall.
Yeah, there we go. Could work.
And so long as it crosses like 8 steps or something, the angle's on our side, and then we would just zip down.
So I'm hearing positive reception.
Yes.
All right.
So
Let's
this
make a stone sled.
sounds like a trick to me.
Oh, hell yes, this is a trick.
That's creativity.
Beautiful. Do creativity. Boom!
Nice.
I think Pebble is so jazzed about, like, you know, we may be in prison and he doesn't quite fully understand the lives are at risk, so like this is like fun. Like his kid kind of comes out a bit on this one.
Since you got a full hit, it's not even that bumpy on the way down. It's a little scary in the dark, but
Oh, but Pebble is like right up at the front, like kid in a roller coaster, like big beaming toothy smile.
So you get to the bottom and the sled kind of shoots out and flies into some boxes, cushioning your fall. And there's like party decorations in the boxes. And Naiwan says, "That's for the Fire Lord coronation this evening."
Any fireworks?
Yeah, there could be. It's all decorations and accoutrement for the Fire Lord's coronation.
Fireworks might make a good distraction for the future if there were some for us to get.
I agree. I mean, worst case scenario is when we finally get off this rock, we can celebrate properly.
Yeah, let's
All
grab
right.
some.
Sounds like an assess the situation. Be a creativity roll for someone who's good at that sort of thing. Or with somebody familiar with the not the fire finches, the other one.
My character does have the technology training.
I'm also willing to lean into my bad habit of casual thievery and pickpocketing.
It was Chance with the burning embers.
The burning ember Yeah, the Burning Ember Gang. This is one of the Burning Ember Gang's warehouses.
Nice. All right. So roll a creativity to see if we can sneak in.
Find
and-
some fireworks.
Yeah, let's do it.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice. Yep, you find a big crate of fireworks hidden behind some a little less noisy, like poppers and stuff.
Oh, cool. I'll. How many are in there? Or roughly?
We'll say there's like 2 dozen in there.
Oh, okay. I'll hand just 2 or 3 to everybody, and then I'll save the rest.
It takes everything in Pebble not to light one off right here, right now.
All right. So, is there anyone we have to avoid down here?
There are some guards guarding the warehouse. They're up by the exit. They're expecting people to try to sneak in, not sneak out.
Are they fire?
They're civilians.
They're civilian.
They're they're organized crime, basically.
Okay.
Out of character.
So they're not like fire.
They're not soldiers.
Gotcha. Thank you. Fire Nation. They're not Fire Nation soldiers.
They are Fire Nation. They're not soldiers. They're criminals.
Got it.
So I will put us back on the city map. So I'm going to say the warehouse is about here, just so it's not on top of that peak anymore.
Okay. I kind of look to everybody else and say, okay, what's the play?
Do we know anything about what it's like once we go through that door to get out of here?
It's the Harry Bulkan Royal Caldera City. It's middle and upper class city. And then to the north there in the Royal Palace, there's a walled off area and all the nobles are inside there. In that darker brown circle.
It is also the middle of the night, right? Like it's maybe 3:30 in the morning?
Yeah, it's, let's say 3:30. You can see an orange glow in the east. No sun disk yet, but there's an orange glow on the horizon.
Okay.
So in middle to upper class city is going to have servants. Could we pass as servants?
Not with, you're dressed as travelers basically right now.
Okay.
But if we
You're wearing pretty much what you came into the city with.
Yeah. How? Just curious. How out of sorts do we look when we kind of compare ourselves to the locals? Are we like sticking out like sore thumbs, or are we kind of?
So there are some merchants and travelers in here.
Okay.
You would be a lot less of a sore thumb out in the harbor city.
Okay.
But since the coronation is happening this evening, there's a lot more hustle and bustle inside here too. It's Firelord Ozai's coronation. It would be his first day as Firelord. Well, soon to be Firelord Ozai's coronation.
Is oh my god, I totally just blanked on the old guy's name that we're with. Bai? No, was that
Nylon?
Nylon.
Nylon. Sorry, I just
web's made of nylon.
Yeah.
Does he have any? Can I shake him down? Does he have any coin on him to maybe purchase just a little bit more suitable attire to blend in?
He has a little bit of coin.
Ooh,
Not a lot though.
not a lot.
And nothing's open right now.
Oh, okay.
It's 3:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Is there anything in this warehouse that we could steal?
Party decorations and fireworks. There's like Mummers Parade costumes, like Oriental costumes for the parade, but nothing like walking around wise.
Okay.
There's no servants' clothes. There's no nobles' clothes. There's like parade clothes, parade costumes.
I mean, we potentially have two.
Or we could knock out
some of
the criminals and take their clothes, but their clothes looks worse than yours.
Oh shit!
Except it's the Fire Nation colors versus yours isn't. But there's people of all nations here for the coronation.
So we still have to get past the guards. Do we think they'll let us?
Oh yeah, there's guards. There's guards guarding most of at least the public way out of here.
Once we're in the city, there'll be guards to get out of the city.
Yeah. Well, especially Caldera City, but there will be in the Harbor City. And once the alarm goes off, there'll be a lot more guards.
Now, didn't we set off an alarm?
There might be something going on in the prison, but no public alarm has gone up yet.
Okay.
And I would just mention that I'll go back to the play mat for a second. There's a countdown clock at the top. Once that clicks to the first quadrant, that's when the alarm goes off.
Is that circle that's empty?
Right up here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And it has how many wedges?
It's 4.
Okay.
Once it's full, there'll be guards everywhere.
Okay, but the first tick is the alarm goes off. Yes.
Yep, and they start looking for you outside the prison.
Okay.
Well, since there's nothing usable in here other than, the fireworks we got with us, we probably need to get past the
guards.
The gang member guards.
Yeah.
And get into the city so we can at least see what's around us.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we can find some clothing lines that were let out to dry.
Yeah.
So how familiar was Chance with the Burning Ember gang?
Sorry, what was that?
How familiar is Chance with the Burning Ember gang? What does he know about them? Or didn't you decide?
I don't remember too much. I don't know if he's involved with them. I think it was just tangentially. So I think he.
Well, he is aware that they do smuggling.
Yeah, I think that was basically it. I don't remember. I'm trying to think from the last session if he had much.
And they have a protection racket. That's pretty much all he knows.
Yeah, I don't think he had much to do with them. Trying to think what he might want to do. I mean, I'll put it up to the group if they want to engage with them to see if they maybe have any back doors or back alleys or some way to kind of work our way through the city. But
we want to try to make allies of them.
These allies, or maybe
temporary allies.
Very temporary, but
you know that their leader used to be Ma Lan, but her son's running the gang now.
I mean, if they were in smuggling, they might have a way to get us off the island.
Oh, sorry, I did that backwards. Her name is Phi Ma, not Ma Lan. Phi Ma.
Okay. And what's the son's name?
Phi Lan.
Phi Lan. Okay.
Both his mom and Phi Lan are most likely sleeping right now.
Yeah.
If it's anything like home, you do not want to wake the mom up. So if we want to bother the new leader. That might be the best
especially
idea.
especially since she's retired.
Oh yeah. Oh, she's old. She might be up. She might be up anyway. But yeah, let's see if we can see the new guy. He's probably up running tricks.
So her office is out in Harbor City, so you need to get out of here to talk to her or Philan.
Oh, she's all.
You just have this one operation going in here, providing tobacco and smokes to the prisoners.
Oh, so these are like low level functionaries.
Yep. More than likely.
All right.
Another possibility is firefinches might know a way in and out of here.
Okay.
And Fire Stage Naiwan says if you can get out of Caldera City, he might know a merchant that might be able to get us a ship as well.
Okay.
But there's going to be a price. She always has a price.
So do we distract the guards out front and sneak back behind them?
I like it.
That way we don't have to injure anybody and we just kind of scoot out.
They probably aren't high enough level with authority to help us.
Probably not. They're probably
Especially not at 3:30 in the morning.
As I say, they're probably dead tired.
Well, they're night shifts, so maybe not.
I mean, anybody who's worked night shifts, doesn't matter. You're dead tired.
So what's the easiest way to distract them?
Beautiful thing about this game is it's up to you. Tell me what you want to do, and I tell you what to roll. I mean, you can just try to sneak out.
Is there any
Try
water
an
nearby?
elaborate trick. So the lakes aren't any. If you can see the lakes are to the east and west. You're probably at least a half a mile from any considerable amount of water. There might be a puddle or something.
Do they have a toilet?
So there's probably a privy outside somewhere. An outside toilet. Or whatever they use in the Fire Nation, I don't know. They never really went into toilets in Avatar that I remember.
An absolutely neglected part of the world building.
Yeah. I can imagine King Boomy doing a scene in there.
Straight up.
I'm assuming I could, bend urine. It's mostly water.
I mean, alternatively, we've probably just been in a tunnel with, we're probably really sweaty as well.
Sure, you have sweat. There's probably a puddle out in the street.
Pebble might need to make some water.
The warehouse is watertight, though, so it isn't leaking.
I'll jog on the spot. Just... I'll produce a visible shimmer on my forehead.
So I'm not very creative. I actually have a -1. So is that what it would be? Is creativity to do something?
So creativity is a trick unless you have some special skill to mitigate that and use something else.
I don't.
Well, I don't know what you're going to do with the water. It could also be rely on your skills and training, which is focus.
That I could do.
Okay.
But I don't really know what to do with water. Other than, maybe get it in their eyes so they can't see. Make them look like they're crying.
Is there enough water if they want to create a mist or a fog, or are we Not at that
It's
level.
just the sweat on
Pebble.
on his body right now. There's puddles outside.
Okay.
It's just that the roof isn't leaking. There are some rats in here, but there's no holes in the roof.
Can we see outside? Or like, are there any like windows to this place? Like, can we see?
So the windows, like those Japanese paper windows, so you can't really see what's going on outside. You can see light through it from the street lamps.
Could I like very carefully poke a finger through one of the panels to like just get an eye out and get a visual?
Sure.
Okay.
Or if you have a little pocket knife or something, you can cut a little L in the corner and peel it up.
Yeah, sure, I'll do that. I'll just so that, and again, for anybody else, if they want to take a look and get a visual of the situation.
All right, so give me a creativity roll to assess the situation.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So you can ask me one of these questions. What here can I use to ? Who or what is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What is my best way out, in, through? Or who or what is the greatest danger? And you rolled a 8, so that you can only ask one. If you get a 10 plus, you can ask 2.
Okay. So, you know what? You sent us that document. I should have it up. Because I had mentioned all those questions are on that document as well.
Yeah, it's on the first page is just a splash page. It's on the second page.
What here
assess the situation.
Who or what the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my... I think the most pertinent one. What's my best way out, in, or through?
Out, in, or through is to slice open one of the windows in the back and sneak out.
I relay this to the group, just to say, okay, we've got 2 guys out there, but there's also this back panel, and I don't really think there's anybody back there.
Might as well.
I mean, for extra flair, we could use that liquid to make one of the guys think that they peed themselves, and then they might be too distracted to hear us sneaking at the back.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea to pair it with a distraction.
Okay.
With a distraction for sure. I'm not sure about this one, but I'm on board.
I will try to do that. So I roll focus to get some water to accumulate on one of them's pants.
Okay, so he thinks he peed himself.
But I miss.
It doesn't matter. This isn't enough of a thing to make you roll.
Oh, okay.
Some water accumulates on his pants, and he and he heads out towards the pervy.
Hopefully we're
So
not.
there's only one guard. So he's went out the front of the building, and you're trying to sneak out the back.
I'll throw
Okay.
my voice and scream out. I think that guy. Oh, I missed. I think that guy pissed his pants.
Oh, you missed. So the guy looks around. What's that?
You see, if I could die, I'll just want to die.
And the
with
guy
that
at the
one.
front's starting to come in and look around.
Okay, we gotta go. I love this idea in my head of like, we leave, but like in the background we can hear, who the fuck blew out the back of our building?
Well, that's basically what happens, yeah. So you're running down a very badly lit alleyway behind the warehouse. It's going parallel to the foot of the mountain where the prison is. You can pick, are you going east or west?
Do we know which way like the exit would be?
The public exit is to the southeast. See where that building is, kind of up on that one?
Above the
Yeah.
zigzag?
Yes. And that zigzag is the public road down to the harbor city.
I would imagine we want to, head that way. Would the entrance to this city have more of like the merchants and deliveries and stuff?
So there's a gate that lets the deliveries in and out, but there's a heavy guard presence there.
Yeah. Can we ask Naiwan, yes?
Ask him what?
Oh, sorry. I was just. Can we
I'm
ask?
gonna ask him.
Can we ask him if he knows of any other ways in and out of the city, and any way in and out of the Caldera city? Like he knew about this hidden entrance out of the prison, but
So he doesn't know specifically how to get out. Surreptitiously, he always just goes through the gate, but till you get there, he's sure that the guards will be alerted to what they've done. He thinks that the firefinches must know a way out because they get people in and out of here all the time.
Would I know where they're located in this city?
So you know that their leader is Rini. She's a 14-year-old girl. Most of them are 17 or younger, and she's like the second oldest one.
that's.
So I know the leader, but do I know where to find her?
I'm looking for that right now.
Okay.
They hang out in Zoru Park, or Zoryu Park, Zoryu Park, which is to the west, over close to that southernmost lake on the west side.
Okay.
Yeah, like right there.
Well, what do you guys think? Want to trust teenage girls?
Oh, they're not all girls. The leader's a girl.
Do you want to trust teenagers?
We're teenagers.
I was about to say,
I know. I say we head for the park.
All right, I'll follow you.
That's good.
Okay.
All right, so it's going to take you a while to get there. And as you're heading there, sun comes up in the east. And you can hear an alarm going off up on the tower of the prison.
Okay, just got a bit harder. Definitely can't go through the front gate anymore.
Yeah.
Can I be keeping an eye out as we move?
Yes. So
to
I'm going to have
see-
you give me a assess the situation roll, which is creativity.
Okay. Nice.
You notice some guards asking questions, but nobody seems to know anything. So they keep walking around asking.
Could I be keeping an eye out for like bits of clothing, hats, scarves?
All the
things
shops
that-
are closed still.
Okay, there's no like
The
laundry lines or anything like that.
you could roll a 9. You can find bits of clothing. Not enough to make 4 full or 5 full outfits, but you can find some clothing.
Yeah, just things to like cover our faces or like obscure us in any way.
Sure, you can have scarves to wrap around your
Okay.
faces and things. If that's all you wanted, you had that back in the warehouse too. Some of the costumes had scarves.
Okay, cool.
So we just retcon it and say you got it there.
Yep. And we started to just like kind of cover ourselves up.
So about 6
What
a.m.
about
Go
the
ahead.
fire sage? Is that what he is?
Fire
is
sage
his
fire. Oh yeah, he's definitely dressed like a fire sage. So
Is
he
his
needs,
outfit gonna make him stand out more than us?
well, as much as you. So he needs to wear
Oh.
some scarves and stuff too.
Okay.
Or
He
maybe we
ditched
did,
his
like,
hat already.
I was gonna say, yeah, I ditched some stuff.
He ditched this big pointy hat already.
The kelp hat stays.
Oh, speaking of which, as you say that, you notice some guy walking around putting up wanted posters, and there's some really badly drawn pictures of you on the wanted poster.
How are we wanted if we're already captured?
Is there a
It-
reward? How much are we worth?
Yeah, that's a good point. If we're going to smugglers,
Does anybody know what the currency of the Fire Nation is?
good question. I do not.
I'll say 10,000 whatever their currency is.
Let's call it jade.
10,000 jade or 10,000 gold pieces, whatever. And they're just slightly better than stick figures. The only one that looks passing is Fire Sage Naiwan's picture. Everybody else just looks like stick figures, approximating
guess-
what you wore.
They know that he helped us, or
Yeah, because he stole the
oh,
the
okay.
scroll.
I point at Chance's image and I go, "Man, they really goofed up your nose."
There's barely even a nose there. And Crisp looks like kind of like the Jolly Green Giant in stick person form. Okay, you finally make it to the park about 7 a.m. Bunch of shady looking characters hanging around in the park.
I like puff my chest out like a little kid does and like try to look as tough as I can.
Okay. That sounds like an intimidate roll.
Don't I have something for intimidate?
Is there anybody specific you're trying to intimidate?
The biggest one. Like any I go for like the biggest guy in there.
This is a really big guy. He's fairly muscular, but he's also overweight. Like he was a soldier at one point, but now he's not doing his routine anymore, sleeping on a bench.
Okay, so he's husky.
Yes.
Okay, I have something that says stand and fight, but I'm not provoking him to attack me. I'm just intimidated.
He's sleeping right now,
Ha!
but he's the biggest one.
So
I mean,
is that an adult or?
Oh, yeah, he's an adult. He's probably in his 40s.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
'Cause we're looking for younger people, the fire finches.
So you would know that they're pretty shifty and stealthy. So you need to be a little more need to look a little more focused for them.
was it?
I can
Go ahead.
rely on my skills and training. I don't. That's the only one that really rolls with focus. But I also know someone in the fire finches.
Do
Yes. I sent you the description.
So that would be more assess the situation. Not really. So when's the last time you saw them?
I don't really have a good sense of time.
It doesn't need to be exact, but
I mean, probably before just before I left the Northern Water Tribe to travel south.
So say a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So you don't know exactly where they hang out.
No.
Okay. You do, after hanging out about another half an hour, start to notice some young people kind of coming out of the bushes and trying to pickpocket people. You don't recognize any of them, but they appear to have the modus operandi of the Firefinches.
We might have our foot in the door here. We just need to convince them that we have something in common.
What if we stole something from them?
That's not a terrible idea. And then kind of like use that as a conversation piece. Of course, we give it back to them, but that's in exchange for escape.
So are they using normal mundane skills to pickpocket, or are they any bending?
So you've heard tell that Rini is a firebender. Possibly some of the other ones are benders, but they're not all benders. The ones you see are using normal pickpocketing and thievery maneuvers, not really bending, but you don't know that they're not benders either.
Okay.
None of them has used any bending to steal people's money. And if you just continue to watch them for a little while, one by one, they kind of go into a noodle shop across the street from the park. You watch long enough that 3 of them go in there.
At the sight of the noodle shop, Pebble's stomach growls audibly.
So now, did they go in one and then leave before the next one goes in?
No, one goes in. Another one goes in. Another one goes in.
No one comes out.
No one came out.
Okay.
So that could either be their base, or they're just all sharing a big meal together.
And after about 15 minutes, you see more young kids starting to go into the noodle shop.
And none of the originals have come out.
Right.
Okay.
Well, do we want to go in there and risk being mobbed by a bunch of kids?
Yes.
Don't worry, Maris.
One of the 3 that went in looked to be about 17. The rest of them are younger than 14.
He's probably just big for his age. Yeah, I'm cool to go into the noodle shop.
Okay.
All right. You can smell some cooking coming out of the noodle shop. So you approach the door. There's a couple of workers in there, but you don't see any kids.
Did there look to be any other exits?
There could be back through the kitchen. There's a plate on the counter with a bunch of paper currency laying on it, and it's all crumpled up like it just came out of somebody's pocket.
So maybe we have to steal some stuff from other people and use it as a way in.
And one of the proprietor comes out. Welcome. Would you like some noodles? It'll be about 10 minutes. We have to make another batch. First batch is gone.
10 minutes? Oh, that's forever.
Fresh out of the first pot. We got to make more. And he has a very big pot.
I actually am. Like it's been like 5-6 hours. My character is feeling a bit peckish at this moment.
Oh yeah, they didn't feed you at all in jail.
Oh yeah.
They didn't even give you any water because, bending.
I look at Chance and I go, Chance, you're good at reappropriating. Well, no, he wouldn't use those fancy words.
While you're talking about that, the guy takes the money and puts it in a box and locks it.
Okay. In a hushed tone, he goes, Chance, you're good at stealing stuff, right?
I've been known to use these skills on an occasion, yes.
Now feels like it might be one of those occasions.
Let's give it a... Can any of you guys maybe give me a distraction to boost the chances here?
Oh boy, can we?
Well, we need a distraction that doesn't draw guards here.
And then Pebble kind of like slumps his hands in front of his chest.
Like a 3 out of 10.
Guys are no fun.
So what is Chance's balance?
His balance right now is 0.
But what are the two extremes?
Survival and friendship.
Survival. Okay, so neither one of those is appropriate to stealing stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of more leaning into his bad habits of casual thievery and pickpocketing.
Yeah. What do you want him to steal? Just out of curiosity.
Money?
We could go with the lockbox, but let's you know what? Before I go there.
So it was just like pocket change. It wasn't a lot of money.
Nothing crazy. Let me throw and assess the situation and just see if there's any
about enough for a pot of noodles. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Let me roll a creativity. Can I just for lack of a better word, case the joint?
Mm-hmm. So that is actual thing. Assess the situation for creativity. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So I just rolled that with got a 10 on that.
All right. So you can ask me 2 of the questions in the basic moves. It's in the play materials document I linked to earlier.
Oh yes, yeah. Okay.
So 10 plus, you can either ask me 2, or take a +1 to your next time you do the assess the situation.
Okay.
I can tell you from experience, we'll probably both forget the +1, so I would ask 2. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask 2. It's kind of they're both gonna be similar vein. Like, what is there anything of legitimate value? And then is there anything almost that would...
So it's a low-end noodle shop.
Yeah.
The man doesn't look very wealthy.
Uh-huh.
He looks friendly and it smells good.
Okay.
There's nothing... Maybe he has a really nice copper noodle cauldron.
Okay.
And the lockbox are about all the things of that. He has some decorations on the wall, but they're paper.
A recipe book or anything like that, maybe?
He might have some recipe scrolls, but they look real well worn and used.
Okay. Anything that may... How can I say this? Has no value, but may look sentimental or cool. Like up on the wall, there's I don't know, a dragon head or something like that.
Like a Year of the Comet painting or something, or it's on paper, so it's like a ink Drawing
That's
on
what I
rice
want.
paper.
I found my
Okay.
target. We're taking the painting. We're now art thieves.
It's an inking, not a painting, but
And
yeah.
inking. Okay. All right. Let's go for it.
Okay, so rely on your skills and training as a focus roll. Unless you have a skill that lets you roll something else.
No, I can't get there with roguish charm, or is that the best you got? So we're gonna go with focus, and hopefully I get it. I don't have a good feeling, but let's see. Oh, I'll take it.
All right. The guy turns around just as you secrete the inking underneath your veils and scarves. He looks at you funny, but doesn't really notice anything. Go ahead.
As I say, as he turns around, Pebble's gonna yell like, "What are you waiting for? I'm starving."
I'm making the noodles now. Patience.
Oh, hurry up! And I'm trying to like distract from what Chance just did.
Okay. Yep.
All right.
So we'll retcon that he doesn't look at Chance funny. He talks to you instead.
Nice. So we've got.
So you'll have an inking of some scene from the Year of the Comet.
Putting that in my inventory.
Okay, good warm-up round. So when do we get some money?
So Fire Sage Naiwan has enough money to pay for your noodles and a little.
Oh, for the love of!
But
why didn't you say anything sooner?
He said earlier he had a little bit of money.
Well, I obviously wasn't paying attention at that time.
Obviously. So, miss, are your friends always this attentive? Sorry, I don't know your name, miss.
Oh, I think he's talking to Maris.
Yeah.
What was the question?
He said, are your friends always this attentive?
Clearly, none of us are.
Oh, he shakes his head and holds his hand over his eyes. What did I get into?
That's
a good question, Nylon.
I'm not sure we can think on empty stomach.
So the proprietor brings a large bowl of noodles and 5 small bowls, and with a little dipper to dip out the noodles and some chopsticks.
I'm going to intentionally push a bowl towards Crisp.
Okay.
Hearing what Maris said about how we can't think on empty stomachs, and knowing, because Crisp and I know each other.
Yep.
And I'm not in my head. I'm like, okay, Crisp knows how to figure things out without hurting things, so he needs more brain power. So I'm going to pass a bowl directly to Crisp.
With noodles in it, or just an empty bowl?
with noodles in it.
Gotcha.
And I don't know if this affects anything. So one of my balance items is care.
Okay.
So I feel like this is a moment. This might be like a
I will allow you to shift your balance 1 step towards care if you wish to.
Okay. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure what this does, but I'll do it because I want to try it.
So when you're using care, you can use care instead of one of your other skills. If you can present a good argument as to why you're using care.
Okay.
And you now have a +1 instead of his +0.
Okay.
Did you mark it on your character sheet is the question?
I believe I did. There's the balance, there's the 2 fish. And I marked +1, so like
towards care.
Yes.
Yep.
And I kind of look at Crisp and I go, okay, Crisp. So, what's the plan?
Alright. So I like your idea, having Chance utilize his skills. That way we can show everybody that we're on the same page. And then I feel like we kind of want to be upfront about it, saying that we're trying to get Sage Naiwan out of here. And they might be apprehensive at first, But if we explain that we're trying to overthrow their oppressors, they'll probably see us eye to eye.
Yeah, because this little enclave right around the park is the only lower class stuff that you've seen in the entire Caldera city of the blocks you've been through anyway. So this probably looks like a place that might be sympathetic to that. The rest of it probably isn't, but that's up to the dice.
See where I'm coming from, Pebble?
I think so. Yeah. So we're trying to tell them that we're on their side and that they should help us because of that.
And it's not a lie. We actually are all on the same side.
Which, Pebble kind of screws up his face about that. Mark gets it, but Pebble's just like, but they're Fire Nation. And then he's kind of going down his own rabbit hole of like, okay, I have to take you on your word on that one.
Say that, but they're Fire Nation. You hear some clinking of bowls and things in the back, and a little. Not sure where he came from, but a 5-year-old boy kind of stumbles into the kitchen and drops a whole armful of bowls on the ground. There's nothing in them, as whatever was in them was eaten already.
So, do I think that they dropped their stuff because of what I said?
You don't think so? You think he just shook because he was trying to carry too much?
Okay.
It was a lot of bowls, like 20 bowls.
Oh, shit.
And he's just a little 5-year-old. Or 5-ish. And he's got ragged clothes and some dirt on his face.
We all come from different nations, but we all also come from a mom and a dad. We have a lot in common, Pebble.
And so Pebble Pebble understands the ragged clothes, and he has a moment where he's back in his home village, and it's a tough winter, and he sees the same boy, but just wearing his village clothes instead of anything that looks different setting, same scenario, and it kind of clicks for him. He goes,
and one of the cooks kind of shoos the boy back into the kitchen area, and he disappears, and the cook's picking up all the bowls.
No, that's too much. But okay. Okay, Chris, I get you. We're all on the same side.
At least in this district. You should. I appreciate your caution around the Fire Nation, but I think these people have seen the worst of it.
Oh, there's people like this out in the Harbor City, but not so much in the Caldera. This seems to be a special district, or at least atypical district of the Caldera City, I'll say. Right around this park.
So I'm having some second thoughts about Chance stealing from these folk. Because if we're all on the same side, it feels like I'm stealing from my own pocket, if that makes sense.
Well, I think he was going to steal it just to give it back.
Yes.
Oh, well, then yeah. Fuck it, go ahead. Cool. Guilt gone. Moving on.
So the old man comes back and gives you your bill for the noodles. And Naiwan pulls some coins out of his robes and hands them to him. And tells him to keep the change. It's probably the 2 coins he gives him are probably worth more than all that paper money that was laying on the table.
Oh. Okay. So we need to find someone to steal from and then give that back to them.
We already did steal his comet, Year of the Comet decoration.
Oh, okay, so we just give it back to him now then.
If that was the intent.
I guess we're on that phase of it, yeah.
So how do you want to approach that, I guess is my question.
I'm going to look at our group and like do the pause, waiting for them to all to give Crisp the nod, saying they're ready. I'm going to stand up and say, listen, proprietor, we have a bit of a journey ahead of us, and we're hoping that we can see eye to eye. I know that, and I look at Sage Naiwan, you don't like this man from his background, from his history, but he has something that could turn the coronation on its head. Hopefully, you can help us get out of this town safely. And I'm trying to see how he accepts that explanation.
I'm but a humble noodle shop owner. What can I do?
We've seen a number of children coming in and out. Maybe they know some narrow alleyways we could use to get out of here without any of the guards seeing.
Do you see any children here? Other than yourselves?
And what about that child that just dropped all those bowls?
He's not here now.
Oh, this is Pizzagate. Noodlegate.
Noodle.
Oh god.
Maybe they're not here right now, but perhaps you know them. Maybe you could help us get a good word together, and we could all help one another out.
I can get you a meeting with one of them. In the park by the fountain in, say, an hour?
There should be plenty of time to enjoy this delicious noodle.
Alright, and he goes into the kitchen, he whispers to one of the cooks, and the cook disappears.
In
That
regards
may
to
be a little.
Crisp is definitely like, he knows about the scroll, but he's keeping that close to his chest because it's too valuable information to give to just a stranger. Maybe to the next person who could actually get us out, but not like in the open like this.
Of course. I just, yeah. Cool. Stay on task.
And I guess for that next hour, Crisp is going to be small, talking it up with anybody who comes by, being like, "Hey, like, what a great soup. Personally, I think the broth's a little bit thin, but I come from a place where the water is thick on its own." You know what I'm saying?
Yes. It is good soup. You need to, for some of it, it's all we can afford, so we appreciate it very much. Fire Lord's shadow grows long, and some of us are get lost in the shade. Yes, we can have a break time right now. 5 minutes good, or do you want 10?
Let's take 5.
Yeah, five's
okay.
fine.
5's good. Yep.
All right. So Maris notices her person she's familiar with, Inara, out in the street, picking somebody's pocket and heading back towards the park.
Is there a way to not really draw attention to her, but like approach her?
You're still in the restaurant?
Oh, okay, so we're We haven't gotten up to go to the park yet.
No.
Okay.
Till you get out in the street, she already took off towards the park.
How much time left is
As much as
before
you
our
want.
meeting?
It was about an hour from when he said it.
Uh-huh.
You guys can do as much role play as you want before that, or we can just go straight there.
But when she sees Inara do the theft, how long has it been?
Oh, say a half an hour. You guys are pretty much done with your noodles, so.
Pebble slurps up the last one noisily.
And Fire Sage Night One already paid, so you can leave at any time.
We probably would want to go to the park early, so we can scope out the surroundings and see who all's there and what's going on.
There's a little bit different crowd from when you were there the first time. It's a little bit more of the normies walking around the park now, and less of the homeless veteran and stuff like that. That guy's not on the bench anymore.
How many, juvenile pickpockets do we see?
You don't see any right now. I
Okay.
mean, there are some juveniles, but they're with their parents. But you still have, say, 20 minutes till your rendezvous, your meeting.
And no sign of Inara.
Well, as you're looking, you feel a tug at your. Do you have like a pouch on your belt where you keep your water?
Yeah, I mean, I would have water tied on to me.
Yeah. So you feel a tug on that, and you reach down before it's absconded, and you catch the hand of someone you recognize. Hey, what are you doing here, Maris?
Inara, what are you doing here?
Well, making a living.
Doesn't look to be a very good one.
It keeps us fed.
We actually need your help, or help from your people.
Oh, what do you need?
Well, we recently escaped from prison.
Escape
we're
from
trying-
prison. Keep
and
your
we're
voice down.
We're trying to get out of this city and the next city.
You're lucky you're here and not in one of the other districts of the city.
I know.
Somebody would have came out of the woodwork and turned you in. Are those goofy wanted posters are hanging up all over the place? Is that you?
Maybe.
The blue one is you, isn't it?
Yeah. I finally joined the battle against the Fire Nation.
10,000 jade. Boy, that would feed a lot of mouths.
It would. But what about ending the war?
Ending the war?
Yeah.
There's no war here. Only starving mouths. There may be war elsewhere, but not here. So what can I do for you, Maris?
Is Crisp around to overhear this?
He can be.
Let's say Crisp slides in and says, it's not a war like you're used to. It's a war for your mind. The battlefront is the word, the spoken thing that we share. You haven't heard of the terrible things that the Fire Nation has done to the air nomads, but rest assured, if the other nations overheard this,
The Finches say they killed the air nomads.
The Finches know more than the other nations do that. It's important to get this information
We
out
don't
there.
know that. It's a rumor, but you saying it's true?
I'm saying it's true. And if you could possibly help us get to the open sea, we could share proof of this with the other nations, and that might help to overthrow the terrible bourgeoisie that is forcing oppression on you, the proletariat.
I don't know what all them fancy words mean, mister, but I'm not the decision maker in the Firefinches. I can get you a meeting.
Please?
Reenie's coming in a couple of minutes, and I can put in a good word.
That would be nice if you would put in a good word for us.
Well, let me go talk to her quick. Maybe I
Okay.
can influence her thinking before she gets here. She kind of melds off into the crowd, heading towards the north.
I forget, not everybody your age is as smart as Pebble.
Hard
Is somebody
cut over
gonna
the
sneak
pebble.
after her? Or are you gonna wait?
I think we want to be on best behavior. I mean, we're asking help.
You do see some Firelord soldiers coming around with the flyers every once in a while, but they don't come into the park.
Okay.
But you can see them across the street. A couple went into the noodle shop, and they appear to be hanging up the flyers. Would anyone care to make an assess the situation roll? It's a creativity check.
Yeah, what is that?
What was your question?
What stat am I rolling?
Creativity.
Oh, creativity. Okay.
Nice.
So you may ask me one of the assess the situation questions. Do you have the handout I put in the chat earlier?
I have it here.
Okay. It's one of the assess the situation questions. Second page.
What should I be on the lookout for?
Can you clarify? Do you mean towards the Fire Nation or towards the Firefinches?
Towards our route out, like what's I guess like the question is, who or what is the biggest threat to our escape?
Those soldiers and the regal-looking officer you just saw go in the noodle shop. Female officer, by the way.
No kidding. Okay.
And it looks very similar to the general that arrested you, along with Firelord Bai.
I'll try to like spread my arms out as wide as possible and bring all of us in for a quick huddle and say, I think things are about to go equatorial for all of us. I'm from my mom's from the south, so I don't say go south.
Go pear-shaped.
What's a pear?
Chris, were you saying the shit's about to hit the fan?
Where did you learn these words? You're so young.
Oh, shiz.
Yes, this is all about to go glacier shaped.
So do we see any of the Firefinches coming back yet?
So you kind of hear a whistle, and then Anara's kind of sticks her head out from behind a monument and motions for you to come.
Mm-hmm.
And when you don't immediately come, she does it a little bit more forcefully.
So are we all going? I think we probably better stick together.
Yeah, I'll come with you.
Yes.
Okay, so it's like a little gazebo type thing with like decorations and stuff that you can't see through the whole way through it. And there's some varying age youths. One of them looks wearing slightly better clothes and looks a little more confident than the rest. but she still has smudges on her face. Says, I'm Rini. Inara said you need our help. And she's looking right at Maris. What do you need?
We need to escape to the open sea to get out of here. But I'm not very eloquent. Crisp is the one who's better speaking for the group.
So who is this Crisp?
That's me. I wouldn't say we need your help, but we are happy to ally ourselves with you. I feel like we have a common interest in mind.
And that is?
Pebble pipes up and says, "We're on the same team." He gives Crisp a wink.
Yes, exactly. We're all trying to make things better for people who are not in the royal line of the Fire Nation.
So this sounds like a plead to be a harmony roll for someone.
I'm going to try to turn it a little. I'll roll the harmony, but turn it a little bit, explaining that despite we have the sage Naiwan with us, explain that he's
not going to impress her much.
Let's try to say even though he's here, we're trying to overturn the people who are of his same bloodline.
What is Crisp's balance moves, or what is his two?
He's balanced right now. They are unity and heritage.
Okay, I don't know that.
Does anybody want to help out? Anything I can do to adjust this miss?
So 2 people would need to give you the help action to adjust it to a 7, right?
Right.
And I can do it. I'll take a fatigue.
Okay.
I'll do it as well.
All right, so that's +2. So you're up to a 7. For that, on the plead. So I can't just take you on your word. I need proof.
Cool.
He's already given up his hat. We have done our best to subdue his outwardly Fire Nation appropriating appearance. However, we don't have access to new clothes or anything, so we are at our limit. If you need proof, I have my word. I could tell you a tale which probably aligns with something you already believe. And this is Crisp trying to give information before trying to reveal the scroll.
Okay. So out of character, she's probably going to want to see the scroll.
Understandable.
Yeah.
That's
That's the price of only rolling a 7.
So Crisp does everything he can before it, and then he's like, I guess we need to show you actual evidence then. I understand you are a woman of discerning nature. Please, if you wouldn't mind, great sage.
And he pulls the scroll out from under his sleeve and hands it over to Crisp. Or were you motioning for him to hand it over to her?
He can hand it to Crisp, and then
Okay.
Crisp will show it to her, but try not to put it into her hand.
So it's true then. There were rumors, but this chronicles the actual plan of the extermination of the air nomads.
And we are hoping to bring this to the greater world so that it could turn the Fire Nation inward and then maybe smother it like an ember.
This could certainly turn the slumbering masses outside the Fire Nation to your cause. Sticking an eye in the Fire Lord's, or sticking a finger in the Fire Lord's eye, is something I would dearly love to do. So, let me just lay this out for you. We can get you clothes. They won't be the best clothes, but you won't look like what you're wearing now. And we can get you out of Caldera City, but we don't have means to get you into the open ocean. Will that be enough for now?
Well,
You'll get us to the harbor city?
We can get you to the harbor city through our tunnels.
Okay.
Because 91 said he.
I don't know if you've noticed, but there's something under the noodle shop.
We, kind of got the impression that the noodle shop wasn't everything. You know, those noodles, they were only so good.
Can't make
So
them
is
too
the-
good, or the wrong sort of people will hang out there.
So are the soldiers still camping out in the noodle shop?
Oh, they left.
Oh, okay.
They just hung up posters and went to the next place.
I mean, getting from this city to the next one is a major step.
Yeah, agreed.
You won't have to go down the Traders Road. You will take you under the mountain.
Yeah.
Oh, and Pebble kind of claps his hands and rubs them together. Like, I like the sound of that.
There are some creatures down there, so it's not 100% safe.
What kind of creatures?
Did they eat pebbles?
So they're bat spiders.
Flying spiders?
Flying spiders.
I think, you know what? Fuck it. I like the idea that Pebble is actually like, there's not much that Pebble's afraid of, but bat spiders is like up on his list.
They sound more reasonable than the zealots that are in the Fire Nation right now.
You can't reason with a bat spider. You can't throw words at it. They get all up in your hair and they.
Well, and let me tell you, they're blind, so waving a torch at them won't help.
Pebble, it's hyperbole. I don't actually think I can reason with them. I was just trying
Hyperbole at a bat spider?
Ordinary bats or spiders you can wave a torch at and chase them away, but these bat spiders are blind. They see through echolocation alone.
Just they skitter and they move and they're so quick, and he's just
And they're like this big. There's about 1.5 to 2 feet between her hands.
Oh wow!
You see that? You see the size of that thing?
Yeah, those are like as big as the spiders I have back at home.
Knew there's something wrong with that place. That's why I never went south.
So we all agree to this plan?
I think so.
Yeah, fine.
So where should we
Alright.
go to like get clothes and everything?
She'll take you into the noodle shop. They'll take you downstairs to the basement. There's no obvious way out of the basement. She tells you to wait there till they bring the clothing, and then they'll show you the tunnel.
Okay.
And she posts some lookouts outside while they go get some clothing.
Do you have anything for the bat spiders? Like a spray or a big stick?
I heard big sticks might work. I don't know. I go through there occasionally. I've only seen 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
I use my knife.
Ooh.
Do you perhaps know of a secret tunnel? Maybe like a secret tunnel of love, perhaps.
She kind of flicks her finger and you notice some flame come out of her thumb. It is a secret tunnel, but it's not a tunnel of love. It's our what do you want to call it? Our highway into the caldera.
Changes that
Most of our operations are out in the harbor city. We only
Damn.
come through when we must.
And it sounds like we must.
Yes. So we'll bring you some wooden sticks, if you wish.
Yeah.
Are we going alone in the tunnel, or do we have a guide?
She'll send a couple of her people with you. But once you go through the tunnel, they'll disappear. Once you're out in Harbor City, they'll take off.
Okay.
They have some preparations of their own for the coronation to make.
Just got a good idea.
Is there anything you guys want to do during that hour while they're going to get the clothing and the sticks?
Are we close to the lake at all?
That's so I will call it the medium-sized one. There's two small ones above it. Where that pie show token is approximately where you are. So the lake's on the other side of the park. But it doesn't go outside the caldera.
Oh, I know. I was
It's just
for the waterbenders in the party, and then B.
So if you need to replenish your water, you can.
Yeah. Or I might take a sneaky bath for an hour.
Okay.
Rub off some grime.
Oh, you guys aren't as grimy as the kids are.
Oh, really?
Unless your character's always grimy.
I mean, he is a kid.
Yeah. For people who don't go out to take a bath, every once in a while one of the kids comes down to check, see if you guys are okay, and then goes back up top.
I think we're hanging in there.
Okay,
Yeah.
So anything else you want to do before they come back?
I think we just wait.
Okay.
I mean, we don't really
Cool.
want to draw attention to ourselves.
So Rini and Inara come downstairs with the clothes.
Okay.
There's some partitions in the basement. She pulls some cloth out of a box and hangs it up so you can have privacy changing. It's not great clothes. It's upper lower class clothing, lower middle class clothing, but it's Fire Nation colors.
Oh man, the sleeves
And
are too long.
And some of it's not great fitting, but it's not like she tried to get close to your sizes. And some of it has patches in it. It's not, none of it's new.
I like the idea that Pebble puts the trousers on a little bit too forcefully, and he ends up punching out the knee patch.
Okay. His
So do
toe
we
goes
have
right
a
through the knee
way-
patch.
Do we have any bags or stuff to take our own clothes with us?
So there's some cloth in some of the boxes down here where you can tie up to make a bag and put it on the stick,
Okay.
like a hobo.
Like a bin-
Will that draw attention to
Bundle.
it?
Not really. You see some people
Okay.
walking around with little bundles like that.
Okay.
And you look like you could be threadbare merchants.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really want to wear red for too long.
Might not be bad to keep the red on, at least until
Oh, definitely.
you get out of here. I guess this is goodbye, Maris. Inara says.
Yeah. I hope, that choices you've made in life, or what you want to do.
I may change my mind sometime, but for right now, this is where I need to be.
Yeah, I guess I've found where I need to be too.
Well, don't get killed. I'd
I'll
like
try.
to see you again sometime.
Yeah.
And she gives you a big hug, and you can tell she's crying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I give her a hug back and don't mention her sister. Make it worse.
She kind of hides her face and goes back upstairs.
So I tell Rennie, thank you for helping us.
You're welcome, and I'm going to go with you. This seems to be a little bit too important to leave to one of my underlings.
So do bat spiders explode if you light them on fire?
No, but they scream and skitter away. Or chitter, whatever you want to call that horrible noise they make when they're on fire. They don't really explode though. Just sets the fur on fire. I haven't put any fire inside one yet. Just my knife. She does some knocking and pushing at one of the shelves, and it kind of swings away, and there's a hole in the floor now with a ladder going down.
Is that a thing that creatures in the Fire Nation do? They just explode? Christmas Day?
I don't know. I said they didn't explode. But maybe. Put enough fireworks up their butt, I'm sure they'll explode.
I hope that's not their living conditions.
Well, there's no fireworks down here in my tunnel. If you want fireworks, you want those ember bastards. Do you need fireworks?
I would accept fireworks as Chris pretends that they hadn't already stowed a bunch of them.
Well, they operate all over Harbor City. I'm sure you can find them.
Yes, I feel like we could find them probably.
We try to steer clear of them. They usually turn us in for the petty reward.
Oh.
There's no honor among thieves, as you can tell. So at the bottom of the ladder, there's a box full of torches, and she snaps her fingers and lights a couple of them and hands them out.
Pebble is like frantically waving his torch back and forth on the lookout for spider bats.
Need someone to hold your hand?
Nope. Gotta keep my hands free for things. And yeah, but I mean, if you need someone to hold your hand, then I'll stand near you. And keep an eye out.
How long is this journey gonna take?
Should be there by noon.
And it's 10 o'clock now? 8 o'clock? 9 o'clock?
10:30-ish.
Okay, so about 2 hour journey.
Speaking of which, by the time we get there, this will be half full of the
our little pie circle.
Our clock.
Yep, the
As it were.
countdown clock. Alright, so someone want to tell me how you get through the tunnel without provoking the bat spiders?
By being silent.
I'll do my best. If they're by echolocation, the only options are either to be silent or to be really noisy.
I think you have a better chance of being really noisy.
Do have those fireworks, and we do have a firebender.
But the fire, there's not a whole lot flammable down here.
I'm saying to light the fireworks.
Oh, yeah. Plus, somebody thought they had something to light fireworks earlier. Because they said that they were just all they could do not to light them.
Oh, it's true, yeah.
So there's probably mundane means of lighting them too. We have 2 firebenders actually with the fire sage.
Right, yep.
So how do you use the fireworks to confound the bat spiders and make it through without running into bat spiders yourselves?
I guess it's just about of if we can get them sparklers, and then once they swoop towards us, we can throw them. If we have firecrackers, we could just light one off every once in a while, because it's a loud, uncomfortable noise. We'll all wince, but they're probably going to really find it unpleasant.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully it overstimulates them, and they are much more they want to get away from the noise as opposed to try and go towards it.
Couldn't earthbending make noise with the earth?
Oh, like a earthquake, a localized earthquake, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I could try and maybe stomp extra loud and try and cause a bit of a rumble, but
it's not going to echo like the fireworks.
True.
Oh, I could put my hands into the earth, pull out 2 plates of ground, and just clap them together.
Alright, that would be... I don't know, you tell me what move you're using to do that.
I think that's a trick, to be fair.
Okay.
I was going to say skills and training, but I'll be honest, I think Pebble is very instinctual, and I think that's just a trick that he has picked up.
Okay.
And trick is creativity. Okay. Nice.
Alright, so
I like the idea.
you're clattering of the earth plates.
Yeah, he's clattering them, and he's also kind of screaming a little bit of just go away, go away, go away, go away.
They come in they wanted to attack you a few times, but you clank them louder and they skitter back off or fly away, and you manage to make it through doing that.
If one does come too near me, again, there's a high-pitched squeal that only a child can make, and I just swing wildly to try and bat it away.
So since you only got a 9, you have to do that with the last one right before you get out of the tunnel.
Try and hit it?
Oh, you don't have to hit it, just squeal.
Oh.
So their tunnel pops out, like right here. And Rini says, this is where I leave you. Good luck in your endeavor. Well, go ahead.
She's going back in the tunnel back to where she came from?
No, she's heading out into the city.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for getting us this far.
You're welcome. And no bat spiders aren't in the show as far as I'm aware. I made them up. But similar to all the other... Are there bat spiders? I don't know.
Oh no, I thought they might have been in the whatever the RPG book that came out.
No, I just made them up. They sounded like something that would be an Avatar thing. All their animals are like two.
Yeah, they're hybrid or whatever.
Yeah.
But bat spiders just sound terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, me convinced.
2-foot bat spiders.
But they're also my two favorite superheroes, if they were the man.
Yeah. Gwen or the girl, too.
I just picture like a Fire Nation periodical, and it's like Bat Spider-Man.
Spider Batman. It's Bat Spider-Man and Spider Batman fighting each other.
Oh yeah, there's like the Marvel and DC equivalent. One is Spider Batman, and one's Bat Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Okay, so we make it to Harbor City.
So Harbor City is much more middle class than most of Royal Caldera City.
So this is where we have to rely on Naiwan, who...
So Naiwan has a friend in the dock area who perhaps can get you a ship. And you also know that the... what do they call it again? The Burning Ember Gang also smuggle things out by ship.
But we were also just told that...
We were warned about them.
Yeah, that they probably sell us out.
Firefinches, yes.
We don't need a very big vessel. Maris and I could get us somewhere.
So the firefinches, like, how much are the bounties on them?
Not much, 20 coins or whatever.
Yeah, so if they're turning them in for like 20 coins and we're worth like a few orders of magnitude.
It's mostly a turf war. They want them out of their hair.
Oh, okay.
Still though, like that 10,000 jade is nothing to laugh at. Like
it's nothing to sneeze at, no.
Exactly.
So to get to the harbor, if we tried to go with Naiwan's friend in the harbor, what do we have to go through? There are more gates?
Let me alter the clock, and then I'll read you something. Okay, so it's noon. The morning ends with the sun high in the sky, beating down on joyful celebrations in full swing. Giant dragons made of wood and fabric held aloft by skilled dancers snake their way through the crowded streets, shooting gouts of fire into the sky to the onlookers' delight. Word of the missing scroll is spread from Fire Sage Bai to all the soldiers in the city, and they're looking for you in earnest now. There's even soldiers, you spot some soldiers out here looking for you. So word has made it out into Harbor City as well.
Out of curiosity, those, like, the dragon and like the parades and stuff, which direction are they moving? Are they moving up towards the caldera, or are they?
They're moving up towards the caldera.
Okay.
Like from where you're at, you see them heading east. But if you were in the center, on the center road, you'd see them start going up that zigzag road up towards the caldera.
So we're also going to be going against the grain, more likely.
More than likely. Or across some parade routes occasionally.
Yeah. At the docks, we have to get through the. Curiosity, what is this? Like, I just noticed that there's the Royal Plaza, but then there's like.
So the Royal Plaza is like a big market.
Okay.
This is like where it's like where the ship crews stay. It's where the dock workers stay. There's inns and taverns and warehouses in there. And we're up here.
Can you get from one to the other without going through the Royal Plaza?
Yeah,
Is that
there's
what, like
there's
these
some
lines or
there's some gates that you'd have to get out, and there's guards, probably more likely guards. But there's roads that would go around the plaza. Really, the only way in there without going out a gate and through another gate to get back in is through the plaza.
and the only ships are going to be in the harbor?
Oh, there might be some outside waiting to come in.
Okay.
But yeah, these are like all couple 100-foot high cliffs around the whole thing. Like around the edge of the coast. There's really no place to land except the harbor. Anywhere near the city, anyway. So if you steal a rowboat, for example, and try to leave, the sluice gate there is not going to open, probably.
Well, so our two options are try to get to the harbor.
There's the gate right here.
And talk to Naiwan's friend, or try to make contact with the leaders of the Burning Embers.
Mm-hmm.
So what's Chance's connection with them?
Yeah, I am curious because I don't have anything really in my notes.
So that's up to you. What is your connection with them?
I think I'll take. Like I said, I feel like he doesn't do well with like authority, so I think he was probably like a tangential. Maybe did odd jobs for them here or there. Would probably have a neutral.
So a
to
subcontractor.
Yeah, because maybe he would do the odd job that kind of benefited him
When it needed some extra muscle for something.
Yeah, I think that would probably be how he would play it out.
Or they wanted some disposable members.
Yes, yeah. Definitely a subcontractor.
So there might be one or two guys you might know.
Want me to do an assess the situation, see if
Sure.
might be a guy or two? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know no one. I'm a low-level functionary.
Well, does anybody want to assist?
I'll assist if somebody else will pitch in. I'll assist.
Yeah, I'll also pitch in.
All right,
Okay, so that's
look at fatigue.
1 fatigue each, and that gets you up to a 7, so you can ask one of the questions from the assess the situation basic move.
Okay. Instead of, I guess, a what is who here can I reach out to for help, like who's a contact that I've worked with before. See if there's somebody like that.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna say you actually know Faima.
Okay. Ooh.
Not well, but you know her. But
Okay.
she's not in charge of the group anymore.
Okay.
But she was when you ran with them.
When I ran with them, okay.
And you know that she has a tea shop in the harbor town, and you know where it is.
All right. I'll relay that to the group and say who's up for getting some tea and hanging with an old lady.
Oh, really?
I promise it'll be worth it. She's probably the most interesting lady around.
Not more interesting. Well, around. Yeah, that's... Okay, alright.
All right.
Does she have cookies?
Time. Yes.
Just tea.
100%.
Okay, cool.
Tea and steam buns.
Oh yeah, Pebble is 180'd on this. I was like, well, why aren't we going? Come on, let's go. Show the way.
All right. So you know that Ma's tea shop's about there. So tell me how you get from leftmost pie show tile to rightmost pie show tile without running into the Fire Nation soldiers looking for you. And that's to the whole group, not just to one person.
So there's 5 of us. Do we need
There
to
is.
break into like smaller groups?
Can.
I'd probably stay within eyesight of each other, but not be a group of 5 just walking around.
And pretend you're not together.
Yeah.
Just because I've had this idea in the back of my head, I'd like to keep an eye out for guards. And any guards that I see, I want to, like, earthbend small pebbles to ting off of their helmets from the opposite direction of wherever we are, and encourage them to go and investigate where the pebble, quote-unquote, came from.
Okay. So give me a... I guess that'd be you rely on your skills and training to see how well that works for the whole trip.
Okay.
That's a focus roll. Unless
okay.
you have a skill that does something else.
No, not for what I'm talking
Okay.
about, no. Oh, that's with a -1.
Oh, and you still got... Nice. Okay, yeah, you're successful. Every time you think they're gonna spot you guys, you ting the little pebbles off their helmets and they don't see you. So you make it to Ma's tea shop.
Oh, wasn't everybody doing something?
Oh,
I mean, I'm happy for that to take that as success. I thought...
well, others can do something. So how do you guys escort Fire Lord or Fire Sage Naiwan? He kind of sticks out like a sore thumb compared to you guys.
Even with his new clothes?
He still acts and puts the air of upper class out, even though he's dressed like a merchant.
When we have like time to stall or we're trying to figure out where our next step is, I'm trying to engage him and a member of the common public in conversation, trying to pull them together, find common ground so that he looks more like he's a part of the people who live here in the Royal Plaza or Harbor City, wherever we are.
Okay, so that would be a... guide and comfort, I believe. It's a harmony roll.
Harmony.
Nice. So you are totally successful. So how does Chance make his way to the... Does he remember where the tea shop is exactly? You're the guide teaching or showing people the way.
Yeah, do you need me to roll or anything for it, or?
Yeah, but you can decide what you roll.
Okay.
Can be... It can be guide and comfort. You're guiding the group. It can be relying on your skills and training. It can be different things depending on what you want to do.
Let's kind of fit it to relying on skills and training.
Okay.
Actually, well, is guide harmony? No, that'll definitely burn me. Let's do that one. That's on focus. Let's roll that. Yes.
Okay.
Just digging deep in the old memory banks.
All right. So you take a couple of wrong turns, but you eventually remember where Ma's tea shop is, down close to the Royal Plaza.
And
it's around noon when you get, it's around 2 o'clock when you get there. So it's not as busy as it would have been around noon, for example.
All right. I guess we can saunter on in.
And you don't know their names, but you recognize a few of the people in the tea shop.
All right. Does it look, I don't know, for lack of a better word, not suspicious, but like, are there like guards around or anything that kind of says, hey, this might be more than a tea shop, or it's right now?
So they're acting like patrons.
Okay.
But you know they're Burning Embers gang.
Gotcha.
So they are guards, but they're trying to act like they're not guards.
All right.
They're just sitting around drinking tea.
Stroll on in. Say, how's it hanging?
Chance. Been quite some time. What brings
how you
you to
doing?
Harbor City this time?
Just visiting here on a little business.
Did you come for the coronation?
Yeah, there's always a chance when a big event like this happens to pick up some odd jobs and leave with a full bag of coins, if you catch my drift.
You don't appear to have a full bag of coins.
We're just getting started. The coronation hasn't happened yet. But I've come to talk to you about
She notices
Ooh, yeah.
a fuse hanging out of one of your pouches. What's that for?
For the celebration tonight, we're gonna help get this party started, if you will.
So, how are you supposed to do that?
Well, we've acquired some fireworks, and we're gonna set them off at the appropriate time. But that's there's
going to be lots of fireworks at the appropriate time. Didn't you see the dragons flying around with the flaming zzz? I forget what those fireworks are called that goes zzz, but you know what I mean.
I think I got it. Yeah. So, have you met Pebble?
Don't say I've had the pleasure of meeting this child.
Well, you sure have now. And I walk up and I vigorously shake hands. And Pebble's the name.
She's a very old woman. Faima is her name.
Right. Okay, that's who we're talking to.
So she's like the Fire Nation equivalent of the Godfather if he retired.
Oh shit. Okay. Do I get the vibe? Like, do I? That's a question for me. I don't know. I don't think I do. I think I still have like a bit of childhood innocence. I think I might know that things are off.
So you can assess the situation if you want.
Yeah, sure. Let's assess the situation. Is that focus or harmony?
That is creativity.
Yes. Yes. Okay, cool.
Nice.
And you got a 9, so you can ask one of the questions.
One of the questions. I think okay, cool. Who or what? Oh, no. That's in the greatest danger.
So I definitely know the answer to that one.
Yeah. I think I know who the biggest threat is. I guess what should I be on the lookout for?
Should be on the lookout for escalating patrols and higher level presence than just the general. Like Fire Sage by himself looking for you.
Right. Okay. So the setup here was, have you met Pebble? Because we're looking for a distraction. Like we're looking for something basically to like kick things off, as you were.
I can't say I've met Pebble. What does that have to do with the distraction? I'm sure he can be loud, but not over the fireworks.
And what's the? Are we in a room right now? We're in a building.
You're in a tea shop.
Right. And what's the floor made out of? Is the floor wood or is there like a cobblestone
Lacquered
floor?
wood.
Lacquered wood.
It's like a dark lacquered wood.
I'm trying to think of like a way to show that I'm quite I can be quite disruptive when I want to be. And for the life of me, I can't think of it. I think the best thing I can think to do is like maybe like.
And the teapots are porcelain, so I guess there's clay in there.
But I don't want to break the teapots. Well, I'm going to play the fact that I'm a child, and I'm going to try and like pull the teapot apart and like kind of like juggle it a bit, just to be like and maybe like sing a little like da 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 da.
So just physically or with bending?
With bending, 100% with bending.
Okay, so you just pull the lid off and juggle the two parts, or you actually broke it and
yeah, I think I want to
shards.
Like I want to break it and kind of like remold it if I can into like juggling balls. I'll spill the tea. That's
Chance. This cretin is destroying my tea shop. He's broken my best teapot.
No, it's okay. I can put it back together, and I do like a very shoddy job of putting it back together.
You can't help it. He's a child. And then I'll see if.
So hopefully, I never meet this person again. What is it you came here for?
So, is there anywhere we could go and talk privately?
So, yes, but I'm retired.
I understand, but we're just going to try to pull you in
sell tea
for
now.
one final job. Son of a bitch.
You'll probably need to talk to my son. But
do we have
let's
to?
talk it over first.
All right.
I don't know, because I don't know what you want to do.
All right.
But he leads the Embers now.
Does he really, though?
I just sell tea. You know me. I sell tea and I know things.
Nice.
Do you know
if we can head into the back room or something with her if she's open to that? Who's around now?
So your friends can keep this child from breaking more teapots while we go in the back?
Oh yeah, we could all head in if you don't mind, or if you just want me, I'll go alone. But if you're open to it.
And Fire Sage Naiwan, don't think I don't know who you are under those peasant clothes.
Yeah, he's part of the situation, if you will.
Well, it's just gotten more interesting, so let's go in the back and discuss.
All right, we'll bring Pebble with us, or else he might.
No, not the Pebble. Naiwan can come.
My two other friends would like to join us if possible.
One of them has to watch the child.
I'll stay and keep Pebble from breaking anything.
If anything else is broken, the deal is off.
You're on Pebble duty.
And you know me, Chance. The deal is off if anything more is broken.
All right, we will take utmost care of the place.
Double gets the look that he's had so many times before, which is basically the equivalent of like, sit on your hands now. He just kind of like slumps in the corner.
Well, we're in a room full of tea. Tea is water. I could just wrap
somebody
you
comes
in.
out and grabs that misshapen teapot and throws it into the fireplace. It shatters into a million pieces. And they bring a very crude teapot and 2 little cups and sit it next to you guys.
Could I attempt to like stealthily pull the broken teapot pieces? Can I like try and like pull them over to me and like kind of have them as like ammunition? Or
they're currently in the fire, so they're pretty hot, but you can.
Well, like, yeah, I'll like pull them out of the fire, like off to the side, let them cool down, and then pull them close to me.
Okay, so you have a broken teapot.
Excellent. Shrapnel.
Alright, so going to the other room. So who's all there? Chance, Naiwan, Crisp, and Ma.
That's right.
Is Crisp going in the back room too for the discussion?
Yes, Chris will join.
Okay.
I'll
Alright,
get the
Chance. Give me the lowdown.
I'll give it the quick introduction to Crisp, and then I'll get into the lowdown of how you got to get so-and-so out of town safely. And
Fire Sage Naiwan.
yep, that's it. Him. We got to get Fire Sage Nylon. You have Nylon in my head too.
Thanks a lot there.
And then we got to get him out safely and us out safely without anyone knowing. And we could use their help.
So what's in it for us?
I don't know if Nylon says.
I'm just playing devil's advocate at this point because you know my son will ask.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, first I point to Nylon. I'm like, what do you have that you can give them?
I have a few coins.
That's it. No
And
assets,
that's it.
no nothing.
All my assets, I'm sure, have been seized by this point. Other than what I have on me.
Okay.
And Chris will stand up and say, what he has is an opportunity. If you get us out of here, then in just a short amount of time, your gang will have to strive on the chaos that will be sown throughout not just the Fire Nation, but the entire world. The entire continent will be turning in, and because you will have insider information on when this is happening, you'll be able to ride that wave and come out on top.
Chaos sounds good. Burning embers can thrive on chaos.
And we can provide that to you.
I will summon my son, Phylan. And she rings a little bell, and one of her men comes in, and she whispers in his ear, and he leaves. He will meet you out in the tea room in a little while. I'm not sure how long it will take to find him, but shouldn't be too long.
All right. I like
And
it.
she takes a little flower out of a dried flower out of a drawer and gives it to you. Present this to him when you talk to him. He will know that I have approved She gives that to Chance.
All right. I will don the flower and head on out.
Flower disappears if any more teapots are broken.
All right. I think he'll behave.
Come back out, you see Pebble playing with the broken pieces. He's very quick to go, it was broken when I found it this way. I didn't do it. Mars can vouch for me.
Is there a way to actually fix it?
I can probably try and smush it together, like pick out the clay bits and you know, kind of, if I take some time, maybe I can make it resemble a teapot in some way.
I don't think we have that time.
Yeah. And that's not very confident.
Well, I'm more of a break kind of kid, okay? Making stuff's hard. Breaking stuff's fun.
And I'm not saying that this is going to combat, but I'm just going to put us on the play mat so you can see the NPCs that you're dealing with. Can you all see the play mat?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Fire Sage Naiwan. This is her son Phylan, and this is some of his men, the Burning Embers. They come into the tea shop and kind of crowd around him.
Okay.
And pretty much Phylan has met Chance before, so he addresses him. Mother says you wanted to talk to me. And he looks like he's only like 18. Looks pretty young. Not too much older than you. And Chance,
Okay.
you would know that he's a firebender.
Oh, okay. So I'll just lay out. I'll just be straightforward with it. No beating around the bush. Lay out what we need. And if he can help us.
Okay.
And-
So this is going to be a plead roll for somebody. This is a harmony.
I am not Harmony. At all.
Crisp does not mind trying this. He's going
Yes,
to
good.
strip, but like double genuflect right in front of him and say, please, 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 with an icicle on top. We really need you to hear us out.
So you're banging your head on the floor 3 times.
Absolutely.
All right, roll. All right, so he seems a little skeptical, but I need to know this is the right thing to do. I can't just take your word for it. Chance, you got to give me something here. We're sticking our necks out for you. Mother said you would sow chaos, but how can you do that?
So I would like to use my suspicious mind move.
Okay. What does that
So
do?
I
Out of
I
curiosity.
roll focus.
Okay.
I get a hit at 9. So on a 7 to 9, I get 1 question that
Okay.
they must answer honestly.
Okay.
So I'm
And
gonna
you can
ask.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna ask him, "What are you worried about?"
What am I worried about? I'm worried about losing our empire, our turf. I'm worried about losing my gang. Firelord is powerful. This new one even more so than his father.
So it would benefit you if the Fire Lords lost power.
Yes, but how will you do this? You need to tell me.
Well, this is why we got to smuggle Naiwan out. He's got information that
What is this information?
the truth
So,
behind.
So you guys only got a 7, so he needs proof. Out of character.
So we're going to need to show the scroll. Yeah, show the scroll.
So he has proof that the Fire Lords slaughtered all the air nomads. So we have a scroll.
Show me.
So who's holding the scroll? Naiwan?
Chris had it last.
I guess I did have it last, but I probably would have given it back to Naiwan. Being a very honorable person.
Naiwan will pull it out of his robe and he will give it to Maris.
Okay. So I will give it to Lan.
Phylan, he looks at it and, well, if this gets out, it'll certainly sow some chaos for the Fire Lord.
It'll definitely do that. But the whole world's in, chaos right now. Wouldn't you like to expand your turf from just one nation to contacts all over the world?
Oh, we're not ready for that yet, but we'd like to certainly have contacts throughout the city, both the Caldera and here. And the discord that you sow may give us a foot in the door. We will help you. What is your plan? How do you plan to get out of here?
Once we get out of the city, then we can start thinking about where we're going to go first. I have some ideas, but it can't be guaranteed until we're in open waters.
So
yeah, we need to get
You definitely want to leave by water. I can get you out through a smuggling tunnel to the mining town to the northeast, or I can get you out on a smuggling ship. But the harbor's locked down right now. The market's full of revelers. It's going to be, and there's guards everywhere, and I happen to know they're looking for you.
Yeah.
10,000 jade.
This might sound a little ostentatious,
And
but I feel
he pulls out one of the posters and he kind of, Naiwan, this looks like you 30 years ago. The rest of you don't. These aren't very good likenesses. And he laughs and puts the paper on the table.
I feel like Maris and I could raise the waters over the barricade, and any way to the water is a way out for us.
Well, provided there's some kind of vessel to be in.
Getting out of the gate isn't a problem. We have ships scheduled to leave. It's getting you to the ship that's the problem.
So if we went to the mining town, does it have a way, like a different harbor there?
There's hundreds of feet of cliff and there's no harbor.
Okay.
So you'd still be in the Fire Nation, but you'd be out of the city.
Would you have a way to get a message to one of your smuggling ships?
There may be a way.
Because if you could have a ship meet us, I'm sure we could figure out a way to get down a cliff.
We have several ships ready to leave, but I don't know that we want to leave the proscribed shipping lanes. There's naval ships out there. The Fire Lord ships are made of iron. Ours are made of wood. Have you not seen them?
Yes.
All too familiar with the Fire Lord ships.
The problem, we need to get you past the guards at the harbor.
So if we could cause a distraction at the harbor, refocus the guards' attention somewhere else, that could possibly get us onto the ship.
My mother says you have fireworks.
Oh, do we? Yeah, the answer to that is yes. Yeah.
Which gave me an idea. We can get some of our fireworks and set off a distraction while we smuggle you to the harbor.
Yeah, I think the harbor is really the only choice. Because if we go to the mining town, we would just be trapped.
Yeah, the harbor seems to be the most direct way of getting out of the Fire Nation.
Makes sense to me.
Out of curiosity, the fireworks... So these fireworks that you got, are they the type... So, you know, because we got these crackers and these sparklers. But do you have ones that are more of the projectile persuasion?
Yes, the rockets.
Because we could always...
The colorful rockets.
Now, have you ever thought about, rather than shooting the colorful rockets straight up, have you ever thought about firing them in a horizontal line?
We do not want to injure the revelers, just the Fire Lord soldiers.
Oh, no, of course.
The
I mean, maybe
rockets are too unpredictable for that. But we can shoot them up in the air in a place they don't expect them and cause a distraction.
That's true.
Is there a best time for this to happen?
Yes. Let me just check this.
Like a changing of the guard or...
So probably right after the coronation this evening. Late afternoon, early evening. When the revelry slows down and there's no noise. Another fireworks display going off would probably be most effective. And when you're talking about this, you see some soldier patrols outside walking by.
Is there a good spot to hide us until then?
They won't come in the tea shop. They know better. They might spring on you when you leave. But we can sneak you out the back. So it's almost 10:30. Do you guys want to do a second session to finish this? Or do you want to keep on pushing through?
I was about to say that I should probably...
I'm open to a second session.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm down.
That means we need to do experience right now.
Any roll that you made that was a 5 or less marks one, or sorry, 6 or less marks one experience.
Is that the roll before we get aid or after aid?
Before.
In Roll20, is there an easy way to see just your rolls?
Just your own, no. But you can see they are marked with your character name.
Think. Okay. Where do we put in experience again?
Let me look. There are...
Under details, it's growth.
Yeah. Kind of in the
Oh.
middle column under details. The details tab.
So every 5 or under is 1 box on growth.
6 or under.
6 or under. Okay.
I think Pebble did a test rule of push
Yeah.
your luck early on. Like that was before we did anything.
Yeah, that one doesn't count, but anything after that.
Yeah.
So it's if you like roll a 5, that's a miss. That's
Yeah, anything that says it's a miss, other than that first push your luck that didn't count.
and then do you
Oh,
get
sorry.
experience for things that succeed?
No, just the failures.
What if it's
Okay.
a failure, but then people help?
It's the roll
during-
before the help.
Okay.
It doesn't clearly state which way to adjudicate that, so that's why I'm adjudicating it for at least this session.
And so you said it's 1 box in growth?
1 box in growth, yeah.
Okay.
I got
And you
2
can
misses.
only do... You got what?
I only
2
got 1.
misses.
I also only got 1.
I got 2.
I think you can only do one advancement per session anyway, so I think if you got more than 4.
Well, we still need to go through our growth questions.
The growth question. Alright. Did you learn something challenging? If you did, that's 1 box.
Now, are the growth questions specific to...
I think
There's
they're-
one specific question to each character, but it should be on your sheet. These are the generic ones for everybody.
I think we all generally could say our characters learned something challenging.
Actually, yeah. There was a moment
Yeah.
with Crispin Pebble when it was the whole, we're all on the same team.
I learned some insight about the Burning Embers leader.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a second growth.
That's the second, yeah, an extra box. Yep. Next one is, did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem?
I don't feel like Crispin did.
Did you solve a dangerous... Or did you prevent a dangerous threat or solve a dangerous problem? Was that it?
Did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem?
Other than those bat spiders, no.
Yeah, so not really. Okay. And did you guide a companion towards balance or end the session at your center?
I think Crisp definitely did guide Pebble towards balance.
So if you never move from the center, that's ending at the center.
Yeah, so if you're at your center. Yep.
No, I didn't end on center. I ended one to the left of one to the left.
Okay.
But would that still count
So-
towards Crisp?
Well, you moved away from center after I tried to guide you, but you were already at center when I guided you.
Right, yes, because we had the conversation and then we went to the new
So
shop.
for someone to get that one, next time they would need to try to guide you back towards your center.
Okay.
Or they would need to end at their center. You can shift your center to what it is now, too. That's a move. Well, actually, someone has to shift it for you. But the bad guys can do that too. And then each character sheet should have a question for you. See if I can find it.
So I'm already at 4 growth.
So yeah, anything extra would be lost for the session, but you get an advancement.
I took an advancement. I'm just going to take that move. I think it was from Guardian. It gives me +1 harmony, putting me at 3 harmony.
So my growth question is, did you pursue a desire or goal of your own outside of protecting others? I don't think I did. So if you only have 3 of the 4 growth boxes, is that not an advancement?
Correct. They just stay there.
Okay.
Makes it easier to advance next time.
Got it. Okay.
All right. I think I got one where I got a friend to join in or approve of one of my bad habits. I guess the stealing.
Yeah, definitely.
We were all really encouraging of that though.
So that's an extra box too. Did anybody else get 4?
2.
What was Pebble's growth question?
Did you make progress towards your goal against your adversary? Considering
okay.
he didn't come up at all in this session, I don't think so.
He definitely will next time.
Oh, okay, cool.
Alright, so quick stars and wishes before we adjourn. Anybody have any?
That was a lot of fun, I guess. But as far as stars, I think that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the system, this world. For wishes, I would like a little bit of a harder start to make it very clear that we have begun.
Okay.
Yeah, stars definitely, like, I appreciate how flexible the system is. Like, there's a lot of room to play and to just kind of do within reason, like whatever your mind can think of. I don't know, this is a tough wish for the GM, but I almost wish that, I think, because it's such a nebulous thing, like, because when you're outside of combat, you can literally do whatever you want. I don't know if anybody else felt this way, but maybe just to have a little bit more guidance about what things we could interact with, or what things, not to like handhold, but to maybe just give like some clues as to like what are important things to intervene on or to interact with.
And I was trying to do that a little bit. I can do that more.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's right. I mean, it's not you, it's the system. I feel like I haven't even like bumped up against a wall yet. Like, I feel like there is a lot of room to play.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
But yeah, but it's really cool. I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
Like, I do think that, like, as I guess as another star, I think Chris, you did a really good job, like, helping steer us roughly where we needed to go. Because otherwise, you're right, like, huge city and like nebulous system, like, we could have gotten lost, we could have just wandered around aimlessly. So you did nudge us in the right direction of, like...
And just to tell you what I did do that wasn't in the adventure, the noodle shop wasn't there. The park was in a different place. The tea shop is there, but I made it easier to find because your character knew the gang.
Mm-hmm.
The stairs going and the secret door, I made that up on the fly.
Yeah, stars on the spider bats. What a hideous, awful creature.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the spider bats. There you go. Thank you.
I think it's a fun system, like the interaction within the team and like the connectivity between the characters is very interesting. I do think there were a lot of times where we were all just silent and it was like, what do we do now? Like, how do we make a decision and move forward?
Yeah.
But
Any-
no, it's been fun.
Anytime there was that silence, coming as another game master, I feel like it was usually less than 20 seconds. Usually somebody spoke up, which as a game master, that seems pretty average.
Or I used to at least try to give someone a prompt to say something. And then if no one said anything, then I tried to throw something out. But I can do that more.
Well, I'm not saying like the silence was uncomfortable because like if we were in person, like we could watch facial expressions, who's about to say something.
Oh yeah.
But on, voice
I
like this.
I could put the webcams on, but most people aren't necessarily comfortable with that.
Yeah, I don't even have one hooked up to my desktop. So, but it's more just like part of it's waiting to see if anyone else is going to say something, but some of it's definitely not knowing what to say or what to, do next.
And we're all new to this system, so
Oh, yeah.
we're going to have a little bit of that.
My ask for people is, are you guys okay if I make these videos public, or do you want me to keep them unlisted so it's just between us?
I'm okay with them being public.
I am fine with it as well.
Yeah, if everybody's okay with it, I am. Yeah.
Yeah. If we ever did switch to webcams, I'd have some hesitation. But if there's no webcams,
Oh, I'm fine with not having webcams. I'll deal with a little bit of silence.
Yeah, I just don't have a very good background for a webcam. Half the time you're going to see my wife in the background on her phone, and like my camera's not going to focus on me. It doesn't work out.
no worries.
Yeah, I'm going to be standing off to the side, and you won't see me at all. Just see the background of my room.
But yeah, no, I'm good for these. I'm good for these to go out into the ether.
Because I think these were good sessions. The only reason I got my growth was because I had 2 failed rolls this session.
And that's one thing that I appreciate about the system is I've heard the term fail forward get thrown around with other things, and I think that this system really does do that for the players.
Even the combat system encourages you to fail forward. It's not heavily stacked against the PCs. The PCs always get to go first depending on what combat approach they picked.
Well, it definitely encourages you to try different stuff and to think outside of the box.
All the Powered by Apocalypse games, they've been really formative in my GMing, my role playing, because of the fail forward concept. It's so important, and I also really like how the player's role, and that's what derives the story, and then the game master, he breathes life into the world, which Chris did a wonderful job of.
Thank you. Yeah, I like not having to roll when I'm being the game master. It's liberating, actually. It's easy to think more about the role play and less about the ROLL play.
Absolutely, you get it. Some people are like, "Oh, it's so boring. I want to throw some math rocks too," but like you've got so many things already going on.
Yeah. So Eli, I'll talk to you about when the next free Monday can be. It's probably going to be early January.
Yeah, it's going to have to be January, I think. December is a very busy month for most people.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll start with the new year off something sweet and fresh.
Yeah, if Christmas was not on a Monday this year, maybe we'd squeeze it on there, but that Monday is taken from all of us.
And then New Year's Day is a Monday too, right? Or is it New Year's Eve? I forget.
No, yeah, the January 1st is a Monday. My regular D&D game is lost for that.
So I did start watching Avatar.
Did you?
I don't know.
How far are you?
Maybe 10 episodes in.
Okay.
It all reminds me of the movie, like the live action movie, because it's just the same stuff.
Well, the live action movie is pretty much.
It's book 1. It's the first season.
Book 1, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not.
It's a very shortened version of the first season.
Yeah. Okay.
They crammed it all into 2 hours.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminds me of Harry Potter in the way that each book gets more and more mature.
Okay.
Season 3 is pretty dark. compared to the other ones, but in a good way. Now, nowhere near as dark as the final book of Harry Potter, but
Well, the Harry Potter books also got like exponentially longer.
oh yeah. But it seems like they grew up with you. Like if you started reading them at similar age to what Harry Potter was, they got pointed to slightly older and older audience each book as you went on. Because I don't imagine 11-year-olds really appreciating some of the darkness in the last book.
It's a really
Or
fair
even-
point, but Avatar, like it starts season 1 with like the concept of genocide, and that's really heavy.
Oh yeah, it is heavy, but I mean the stakes for the characters just keep ratcheting up through all 3 seasons. And the way that Aang has to deal with what happened to his people is really almost heartbreaking at times. But it's
Yeah,
very
that
good.
was an incredible episode. I look forward to you getting their links.
And even just like what they did with Zuko, like again, not to spoil anything, but like such an interesting arc with him.
Oh, and just having seen the movie and the first couple episodes, you have no idea.
Yeah.
I do think Dev Patel was a great casting for Zuko.
Oh, and Iroh. Oh my goodness.
Probably
I liked the live action movie. I mean, I thought it was like it told a complete story. I mean, most of those things kind of bomb and you never get the rest of the stories because there were no sequels, but
my biggest gripe with the movie is the airbending. So not the earth bending.
The earth bending.
The earth bending is really goofy.
And the fire bending's not that great either. They can't even generate fire. They had to have a fire source.
I think that they should have played it up more in the cartoon, because fire is like the only one, but it makes Uncle
Uncle Iroh can generate his own flame.
he can like that's like a really impressive and important thing, and like he's the dragon of the east and everything. But if every firebender can generate their own fire, like it's not that impressive. So I feel like that actually was something that the live action movie added, but you know, like it's not necessary for the cartoon.
Right. See the trailers for the new one that's going to be on Netflix in February?
I didn't see the trailers. I saw some pictures. I like what they did with Uncle Iroh. I think they chose the right actor from.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, like they did a great job there, and that's kind of the only one I've seen. But I need to ask, like, can we flip the table on Roll20?
And shuffle the combat approach if you want. That's about the only thing you can really flip.
Yeah,
Mess up. The status is already messed up, so you can roll that. You can shuffle that one too if you want.
let's shuffle something just like so. I'll stop the recording.
Doesn't really do anything visually.